Welcome to Martini Time, my favorite time of the day, when we can get together and talk about what adventures of ideas that we're on, and exploring ideas, and with interest and with a passion. And it's like like Sherlock. The game is on. Remember that the most recent Sherlock's. I love that Sherlock, and he would be bored. It's kind of like Steve Jobs, when he would say, "I'm going to build an iPad," and the engineers were bringing one. Get out! No, that's not it. Get out! No, that's not it. Get out! Get out! Ah, that's it. The game is on. That's the way Sherlock was. These people would come with their cases, and they would tell him their cases. Oh, that's so boring. And he'd get out, get out, get out, get out. And somebody would come in with some case that would spark his interest, and it would light up. And he would say, "Come on, Watson, the game is on." So what was the game? He wanted to be surprised. Sherlock knew everything. And just imagine how boring life would be if all you entertained was what you know. No surprises. You just live in a tape loop of what you know. You just live in a landfill of recycled knowns. Just recycle what you know. And you say, "Oh, well, that's a little interesting. But, we already did that. Yeah, that's okay, but we did that a couple of years ago. Yeah, I already figured that out, See, like King Midas, everything you touch turns to gold. There's no excitement in gold. When everything is known, there's no excitement. There's no passion. There's no game. And most of us live that way. It's called enculturation. We're cultured. We're cultured to recycle and tape loop in the known, pretending it's new. Excuse me. So, even on the internet, we're always clicking for what's new. Or we've got the remote and we go through the channels, click. And I've seen that. Click. And I've seen that. Click. And I've seen that. You know what that reminds me of? The Big Bang and the boys in the comic book store, flipping through the comics. Seen it, seen it, seen it, seen it, seen it, seen it, seen it. Oh! Haven't seen it. So we flip through culture. The Big Bang is a very wise, a very deep show. That's why it's lasted so long. Because there's depth to it. It's reflecting us. And that's what movies do and TV does. That's what culture does. Good entertainment, art. It reflects us. For what? It reflects us so we can wake up and have wait a minute, I smell the scent of something new. I taste something. I smell the aroma of something new. Some new fragrance, something that I don't know. Something enticing. Something that I don't know. And of course, this is the allure of everything. Eroticism is all based on that. The lure of the unknown. And so, I watched Wonder Woman. And I talked about it this morning. I hope you saw the show. I hope you tuned in, because I was tuned in and turned on, and I'm still turned on. I've been writing about it all morning, following the scent. You see, where does it lead? And I guess that's what I'm trying to share with you, is that the interior journey to the unknown. Remember the movies To the Center of the Earth? A lot of movies that go outward to the end of the world, and other movies go inward to the center of the earth. Either way, we're in the middle. Yeah, you go that way to infinity or that way to infinity. But it's the adventure. You're going beyond the known. You're going beyond the last boundary. And you know, this is the American myth. When we started out with the little 13 qualities, because when we started out, America was the unknown. And then we made the 13 colonies the known. And then we had to go to, Daniel Boone had to go to Kentucky. And the fur traders had to go up into the Illinois, you see. And so we were always going beyond the known. And then Lewis and Clark went beyond the known into the unknown. And then the West Coast, you see. And so our whole American mythology has been going beyond the boundaries of the known and exploring the unknown, mapping the unknown, and making the unknown known. But then, after you make the unknown known, what's new? I've done that already. You know, what's new? Click on nothing. That's new. Had it, got 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 it. You see, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Go through websites. What's new? Nothing new. What's new? What? I do that. We all do that. Flip on Huffington Post or Breitbart or whatever. What's new? Nothing's new in culture. That's the illusion. There's nothing new in culture. It's all recycled known. It's called pop culture. Something will pop. Oh, but it's not new. And after the pop, the pop of the next movie star, the pop of what somebody says, the pop of this and the pop of that. It's like popcorn. Pop, pop, pop. And then suddenly it stops popping. That's what happens when you get older. The pop culture stops popping. You look at, I don't know who these people are. Everybody, oh, this new star is coming on the Tonight Show. And who are they? I don't know. Oh, did you hear this new music? Oh, it's pop, pop, pop. Oh, it's so exciting. I don't know, been there, done that. You know, I ate that popcorn. So how do I keep excited when it's all pop? When it's all just pop, 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 you see. Well, that's what I try to share with you. How at the age of 80 do I get excited and passionate about following the scent of the unknown? I go through the crack in the cosmic egg. I go through the crack in my cultured ego. And that's what I try to been sharing with you in metaphors and props and everything. This is the cosmic egg. This is your ego. You see, no, remember, this is your mind. All right, I don't have frying eggs here. You know, this is your mind. This is your brain on a frying pan. Remember that. You know, take drugs. No, but this is a metaphor for culture and for you, for your mind, my mind. Our mind, the mind that I think I have, that is the known, all my memories, all my desires, all my me is known, and it's in an eggshell called me. And then this eggshell is in a culture eggshell, and it's all the same egg, except the little one reflects the big one, and the big one reflects the little one. So it's a mirror game, you see. It is the microcosm reflects the macrocosm, macrocosm reflects the microcosm. And the computer and the internet is a perfect metaphor for this, because your computer, or your little cell phone computer, is the center of the internet, and it reflects the internet, and the internet reflects it. So they go together. You can't have one without the other. And so our ego, our mind, our little me, and the big me, the big mind, the big collective ego, the big collective culture mind, and the little mind here reflects each other. And they create each other. And they interact with each other. Just like the computer interacts with the internet. It's a perfect metaphor, the internet, because when you get on your computer, you change the internet. And the internet changes you. Your computer, all the stuff that's on it, all the stuff you put into it, all the stuff to come back. So it's a dance. You keep creating yourself, you see, in a feedback loop. And that's the way the mind and the culture works. But it works within the known. So what is it that can go beyond the known? You see, that's the question. Who are you? What am I? Am I just the known? Well, who is it that asks that question? You see. So anyway, I hope I'm not digressing, but let me get back to the movie, because I entitled this talk, Je suis Wonder Woman. Now, Je suis is a French word, and that first became pop during the terrorist attack against Charlie, this graphics company that drew a picture of Muhammad, and they got shot up. And the French people marched and said, Je suis Charlie, je suis Charlie. So what does that mean? I am Charlie. So we use that. This has become a pop thing now. For whenever there's tragedy, we say, Je suis whoever it is, the victims, or whoever it is that we identify with. It means I have empathy for you. I march in your shoes. You and I are one. Je suis means I am Charlie. So when I say Je suis Wonder Woman, I'm using the movie as a metaphor that is pointing to the movie as something external to you, something in culture, but at the same time, it's pointing to you. So when you realize that the movie is pointing to you, you have the game is on. You see, there is a shift in the paradigm of me looking at the world externally, which is the paradigm of culture. See, culture creates the illusion that you are observing culture from a place outside of it. But you're observing culture from inside of culture as culture. So it's a tape loop. And that's the illusion that keeps culture going. You see, that's the Maya. When the people say, oh, the world is an illusion. It's all appearances. It's all illusion. That's not real. Well, all they're saying there is that you think you're outside of culture, so you can say that. But you're inside culture saying you're not real, which is absurd. If you're saying I'm not real and I'm saying this, well, then what I'm saying is nothing. Who's saying it, you see? Who is it that is saying culture is not real? So anyway, the idea here that I'm trying to share is that when you say, now, Je suis Wonder Woman, isn't a statement about Wonder Woman, it's a realization about yourself. Now, why would I claim, Eureka, Je suis Wonder Woman? Well, this kind of like gets into what I was talking about this morning. So that the way I was understanding and sharing my experience of Wonder Woman is, of course, the same way I understand and share Avatar, Life of Pi, Indiana Jones, just about any movie I see. Because if they're good, I say, Je suis, whatever that movie. Je suis Jake Sully. I got a whole page. I wrote for years on Avatar, called Pandora, Avatar and the Voyage to Pandora. If you're on my Facebook, it comes up. But and then there's the Life of Pi. And so any movie of depth, you see, that same Je suis kicks in. So I'm trying to explain that. So, and that's why metaphor is difficult to explain. Joseph Campbell says metaphor is the window out of culture. Well, I just made that up, but that's what he's saying. So, everything is metaphor, which means if this is you, your mind, and it's in a larger egg, then the larger egg is a metaphor, or it's either external, just facts, just stuff that you observe as if you were outside of it, you see. But when the shift happens, you see that the external world, the movies, this and that, your whole town, everything you know, the known world is a metaphor that connects you with it. So that the separation between you and the cultural egg suddenly disappears. The whole thing collapses. And so I'm using Wonder Woman as a movie metaphor to explain the snap, or the game is on, or the scent of the unknown, of the realization, the scent of enlightenment, the scent of waking up, is made possible through metaphor, which collapses the separation between you and the external world. The illusion of the world is maintained by the belief that you're separate from it. So you can say, oh, it's all an illusion, but then you're not an illusion. Or you wouldn't even be speaking. So it's insane to say I'm an illusion, but because you are speaking. So this who is it that is speaking is the totality of both eggs. The culture collapses. So getting back to Wonder Woman, let's see, got a few more minutes here. As you see, I'm working around this as we go, trying to discover how to articulate this as we go. So Wonder Woman is about a person who is outside of culture. I mean, she was an Amazon, lived on an Amazon island. That was outside of human culture. That's the whole point. They were outside of the egg. And so there was war going on in the egg, all these wars going on. And so Diana, the daughter of Zeus, you see, met a man from the cultural egg, and she goes back into the cultural egg to see if she can remove the god of war who creates the cultural egg. Culture is war. Culture is conflict. You're in conflict with the world. Culture is based on the idea, the assumption that the world is hostile, and that you have to fight and compete and survive and control and predict in order to survive. That's what drives this whole thing. It's in time. The Amazon island was outside of time. It was a timeless place. So these mythical women, you see, were timeless. But one of them chooses to go into time in order to save it. A bodhisattva. A bodhisattva is a person who holds back. Wait, I don't want to go to enlightenment. I don't want to go to heaven yet. I'm going to stay here and serve humanity. And I won't leave until every sentient being is enlightened. Anyway. So, Wonder Woman is, you could say, is a bodhisattva. So she is prior to culture. She's like, darn if I didn't forget his name again. Who is that martial arts? I have a block against that martial arts guy, the kung fu guy. Bruce Lee. Thank you. Now, Bruce Lee was a martial arts master who was faster than mind. Never watch him. He was prior to the culture mind. So the culture mind is in time, has to think. It has to, what should I do, this way or that? Should I drink this now or later? You see. So Bruce Lee was prior to that. Watch a basketball game. When the basketball team is in the zone, they are prior to the other team in time. They are moving faster than the other team. They have timing. Everything they do, just throw it this way, that, boom, 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 basket. We love it. They're Wonder Woman. When you get an athlete or an artist who lets the sport or their art do them, they're like blah, 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 blah. It's on YouTube all over the place. You have some 12-year-old kid sitting down playing some magnificent piece of work, and they're just going all over the place from memory, you know. The examples of this, of Wonder Woman, are all over YouTube. Kids on a skateboard jumping over hoops and jumping, and everybody going and jumping and running and flying through the air and doing miraculous things. They're all Wonder Woman. They're all dropping out of culture. They're all dropping out of the egg, the culturated mind that says, oh, I can't do that. Well, wait a minute, what if I fall down? Oh, wait a minute, what will people think? Oh, wait a minute, what will my parents think? Oh, wait a minute, what is my boss? Wait a minute, what is my town? What will people think? I can't do that. You see, that's culture. I can't be who I am. I might be wrong. The fear of being wrong, culture. The fear of making a mistake, culture. The fear of the unknown, culture. Culture is fear. Wonder Woman is fearless. She drops out. And yet she works in the world. You see, she didn't leave it. She came back in. See, the Buddha went up the mountain, but he came back down he went up the mountain, but he didn't stay. He came back down into culture. Anyway, my bell rang. I'll see you in the morning. Thanks for dropping in.